Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for listening in on the latest COVID-19 update. I feel it's especially important today to address the protests and civil unrest in cities across America surrounding the murder of George Floyd. Sadly, this horrible tragedy was one of countless tragedies to befall people of color across the United States. As your mayor, and on behalf of myself and our city marshal, Mark Murray, we emphatically denounce the actions of 4 Minneapolis police officers. In Newburyport, we strive to be a safe, welcoming, and tolerant community for all. And our police officers are specifically trained not to employ the violent and dangerous methods that killed Mr. Floyd. We join in the collective sorrow felt around the nation and hope leaders across our country can engage in constructive actions to make the necessary changes to prevent another unwarranted loss of life. We fully support the rights of our citizens to peacefully assemble and make their thoughts, feelings, and grievances known. There have been several protests in downtown Newburyport, and we thank you for those peaceful demonstrations. Residents who are seeking information on Newburyport's inclusion efforts and those who find themselves angry, confused, or in need of services are encouraged to visit the Newburyport Human Rights Commission. Their website may be found on the cityofnewburyport.com Human Rights Commission, or you may email nbptcdt@gmail.com. So many Newburyporters have been affected by COVID-19, and I am pleased to announce the kickoff of a rental assistance program that will provide funds for residents of Newburyport who are unable to pay their residential rent due to circumstances related to COVID-19 pandemic. The City of Newburyport is partnering with Pettingill House, Inc., who will administer the program. Qualified households are eligible for up to 3 months of rental assistance with a maximum monthly amount of $1,500 for a total of $4,500 per household. Applications and information on how to qualify for the program may be found on the Pettingill House, Inc. website at pettingillhouse.org. We have been focused on phase 1 on the state's reopening plan called START, now in its 3rd week of a 4-phase plan. This past Monday, an executive order issued a detailed list of what businesses can reopen in phase 2. Phase 2, entitled Cautious, will be a touch broader than phase 1. Retail stores, malls, outdoor dining, child care, and other industries will be allowed to get back to business, all with varying levels of restrictions. According to the 3-week minimum time frame for each phase, the earliest phase 2 can start is this coming Monday, June 8th. The decision will be made by the governor this weekend using the latest health data metrics surrounding the virus. Overall, the state continues to report favorable results and encouraging signs, but these will be put to the test as more and more people begin returning to work, enjoying the warm weather, and returning to familiar and communal spaces. However, I want to emphasize to everyone that we simply cannot lose focus on preventing this virus's spread. I implore all our residents to continue social distancing and wear face covers as common practice. As hard as it is to adapt, this is what we need to do for the foreseeable future. Wearing face coverings in public is the way we are going to be able to continue opening our city over the coming weeks and months. We are hearing that some of us are not doing this on the streets, on the rail trail, the boardwalk, our parks, and on our beaches. We have also noted group gatherings. This is still not permitted, yet this is happening, and unfortunately, from all kinds of residents, children, teens, young adults, and seniors. Please, we need to do better. These two key defenses to the virus are very much part of reopening and are contingent on our ability to gain back some of the normalcy we have lost for quite some time. We currently have 30 active cases of COVID-19 in the community, which brings our total positive cases up to 80. This is an increase of 5 this week. In comparison to other communities, yes, these numbers indicate that we have been able to mitigate the spread of the virus, but we must continue to be vigilant. The beaches on Plum Island and the public parking lot are open. The Parker River Refuge remains accessible on foot as the refuge continues to work on a reopening plan, which has to meet federal guidelines. Our parks are open for walking, hiking, biking, running, and other activities such as yoga and Tai Chi. Athletic fields, tennis, and basketball courts are open for non-contact activities only. The rail trail, boardwalk, and other open spaces remain open for walking, hiking, biking, and exercise. Please wear a mask and social distance. Under Phase 2, we will open playgrounds, splash pads, and yes, the skate park. Please contact our Parks Department at newburyportparks.com for information regarding requests surrounding Phase 2 activities in Newburyport's varied park spaces. Outdoor and indoor sports athletic facilities will also be allowed to open, provided all safety measures in the guidelines are followed. All facility and activity organizers must have implementation and safety plans in place prior to opening as part of Phase 2. Restaurants will be opening in Phase 2 for outdoor dining as long as they can operate at limited capacity and follow disinfection and social distancing requirements. Procedures for them to bring back staff and scale up their operations to prepare for opening are being initialized. Our inns and other lodgings are also allowed to open. However, events, functions, and meetings are not permitted in Phase 2. We are working with our local businesses to support them in every way possible. We continue to identify ways to utilize our open and public spaces to help encourage outdoor retailing and dining downtown and bring customers back. Details are actively being worked on within each of our sector groups and our Economic Reopening Committee. We need to understand and assess all consequences before we make dramatic changes to our downtown and to ensure equity for the maximum number of businesses. Plans will be announced as soon as completed and shortly thereafter as Phase 2 opens. The list of enterprises that can meet all the conditions specified to open in Phase 2 is fairly extensive and listed on the Reopening Massachusetts website at mass.gov. I urge all Newburyport businesses to visit the site and download all the forms and checklists associated with your industry sector. Businesses will need a reopening plan and all the proper documentation available in order to reopen. Please help us reopen our local economy safely and responsibly. All large-scale events in Newburyport have been canceled for the summer, but we hope to see some changes in Phase 3 with limitations to gathering and social distancing. We also hope our arts and cultural organizations can open in some capacities. in addition to our recreation and leisure entities and organizations, while still prioritizing the safety of people while celebrating community. In accordance with the governor's reopening plan, youth programs and day camps will be allowed to run beginning in Phase 2. We have anxiously been awaiting the guidelines in preparation of reopening recreational camps, programs, and childcare. This took some time as the Department of Public Health worked closely with the CDC, stakeholders, the local health departments to develop solutions that balance the needs of children and families with public health and safety. Standards and protocols for health and safety have now been developed to minimize the risk of COVID-19 to children, youth, and staff in child care settings. Feel free to reach out to your preferred organizations and centers for these services to review their plans to help you make informed decisions. You can visit the Newburyport Youth Services website to review all the steps that they have taken to prepare for their summer offerings and programs for our children. We are also pleased to announce the reopening of our public library as part of Phase 2. The library has developed a phased reopening plan beginning with curbside pickup, which is where you can reserve materials. This process began yesterday, June 3rd, and will take place in the patio area on Harris Street. Patio pickup will be available from 9:30 to 4:30, Monday through Saturday. You can call the library at 978-465-4428 or use our online and virtual resources available through their website to request a patio pickup. Newburyport City Hall and other municipal buildings will remain closed to the public as we complete our plans for all employees to return to regular work schedules by June 15th. Since the state prohibition against gatherings of more than 10 people remains in effect, all city public meetings and hearings will continue to be conducted remotely until further notice. This includes city council and school committee meetings. We are also working on a plan to open City Hall to the public with restricted hours on or around July 6th. Lastly, and on a most positive and high note, we wish to say congratulations to our Newburyport High School class of 2020, who will never forget this senior year. You abruptly were sent home in March and found yourselves studying remotely through the remainder of this year, sacrificing so many of the traditions that accompany the closure of your public school years. You have shown tremendous strength and resilience, and I wish each and every one of you great success. I look forward to standing on the steps of the Newburyport High School on Sunday, June 7th, with Superintendent Sean Gallagher and High School Principal Andrew Wolf to pass out your well-earned diplomas. So if you can, come out and show your support for the seniors who will be driving up Toppins Lane into the high school to one car by one car, getting their diplomas. Please come out and show your support for our seniors. So thank you to all. Continue to be safe. Please bring a mask every time you leave your house and put it on when you can't social distance. Be safe and stay well. Thank you.